Good afternoon, and welcome to this episode of Between Two Teachers. I'm Madeline Kronenberg,
And I'm Consuelo Lara.
and we're here once again to talk about things that are happening in West Contra Costa Unified School District. Today, we wanted to begin with a little update on the campaign for State Superintendent of Public Instruction, the SPI campaign, that our former board member, my former colleague, Tony Thurmond, is involved in. And yesterday there was a campaign event in San Francisco at the Tenderloin Community School where Tony was responding to some incredibly unfair attacks that his opponent, a banker from Hillsborough named Marshall Tuck, has been making against Tony. And these claims are completely unfounded. He refers back to incidents that have happened in the school district while Tony was on the board. I served with Tony on the board. That there was no way were caused by Tony Thurmond. Just to set the record straight, Tony was an extraordinary board member, as he has been an extraordinary champion for children in the assembly. No one ever filed charges against him. These claims that are being made by the Tuck commercials are written essentially to smear him and to smear the children in this district and the reputation of this district. It is completely unfounded and completely unfair. So I had an opportunity to share that at this press conference. And in addition, Miss Christine Pelosi was there to mention the fact that one of the things they talk about is an attack, a sexual harassment issue that had come up. And the fact of the matter is that Mr. Tuck's campaign is, and I think Miss Pelosi puts it really well when she uses the term, they are weaponizing trauma. It's something that Mr. Trump would do. They are taking something that happened years ago to someone who was a victim and re-victimizing them and connecting Mr. Thurmond in a way that there is absolutely no reason to connect him. Mr. Thurmond, just so that the record is straight, came out and was the person who in every instance was the leader in healing communities that were impacted by trauma of any kind, whether it was gun violence or any other kind of issue that came up for our children. He was the leader in helping us keep our schools open when our trustee, we had a state trustee at the time, demanded that we close schools. There was a parent from Olinda who spoke yesterday and really made it clear that Mr. Thurmond was one of the leaders on the board. We worked together as a board, but we kept our schools open. We collaborated with the city council. We performed our work as a board in terms of governance at the highest level. I am so proud to have served with Mr. Thurmond on the school board. I think he has been an extraordinary leader in the assembly, and we can only be grateful for the fact that he is willing to take on this much larger job and for all the children of California. So I just wanted to make sure people heard that nobody believes the lies that Mr. Tuck is putting out. Tuck is a banker from Hillsborough who ran a charter school operation in Southern California, and his teachers did a vote of no confidence in him, unlike the smears against Mr. Thurmond that have no connection to his behavior. Mr. Tuck earned the no confidence vote, and I certainly hope people understand that that is the case and that in no way is he qualified to be in charge of all of the children in the state of California. You got to join us yesterday, Consuelo. Do you have anything you want to add?
Yeah, just that this Marshall Tuck needs to go to smearing and negative campaigning because he doesn't have a leg to stand on. He doesn't have any accomplishments. He doesn't have real experience and success in education. He can't deal with the issues, so he's got to go dark. That's the bottom line.
That's the fact. And the reason he's being successful at all is because he has $47 million.
Dark money.
Right. Including money from people in our very own district
Absolutely.
who are millionaire builders and developers who are also funding him. Because the big thing that Mr. Tuck is a proponent of is expansion of charter schools. Expansion of charter schools means the diminishing of funds that will be left to educate our public school children. And it can only hurt all children because nobody gains from the expansion of charter schools.
Absolutely.
So we just wanted to make that clear to everybody today. I certainly recommend that you go to Tony Thurmond's Facebook page. You can actually see the event from yesterday afternoon there because it was covered on Facebook, and like it and share it out. No one would be better for education and for our children in California than Tony Thurmond.
Absolutely.
And now we have another young man we would like to talk about, right?
Oh,
Consuelo, you want to
yes.
introduce him?
Right from our community.
Just like Tony.
Mr. Demnlus Johnson the third. And I have to say, at Richmond High, I have been doing volunteer work there, and I really didn't know Demnlus, but I would see this young man who was just, he was everywhere. He was talking to parents. I just watched him work, and I was pretty amazed and impressed. So when somebody told me that he was, running for City Council of Richmond, I said, well, he's got my endorsement, for what it's worth. And I just think he is wonderful. That was my very first experience with him. And also, he started coming to our Concilio Latino and even wanted to see how the agencies that come, how they could link with the students. And I thought, what a brilliant idea. And we also, because of those suggestions, we started meeting at Richmond High. So he just brings change and good things wherever he goes, I have to say. So
he has a wonderful platform for working with others. And in many ways, he reminds me of Tony, a younger Tony. And he is much younger. He's got a big career ahead of him. He's been able to bring a great group of people together to endorse him. And I am really proud to join that group of endorsers and to commit to working very hard as possible, to make his campaign a success, as well as Tony Thurmond's.
absolutely, we're behind him.
We're totally behind him.
Yes.
So we hope that anybody who's watching this joins us in supporting Demnlus and likes his page and goes to his website and donates and volunteers. It's a very challenging race, our race as well as his race, and he needs all the support he can get, and he certainly has our support.
Yes, we 100% are behind Demnlus. He's our guy for the job. Absolutely.
Yes, and he brought something to the table. It was so interesting. Tony served on the Richmond City Council before he came on the school board.
That's right.
And one of the things people talked about even yesterday was that fact. And and who knows what Demnlus will do in the future, because I'm sure Demnlus has a major career ahead of him in public service. But I believe that he is very prepared for this, and what he's looking at is finding a way to collaborate with the school district and the city. And I know that he would be the ideal person to do that, just as Tony was, because he had been in both venues and was able to then, when he went to the assembly, bring both of those experiences together. And I know Demnlus can do the same. So we wanted to just share that out, that we're all in with Team Tony and Team Demnlus this week.
Yes, absolutely. And Demnlus, we need T-shirts too.
Yes, we need T-shirts. We need something with buttons and T-shirts, but we'll get them because
We'll get them.
we'll be hanging out with Demnlus in the next 10 days.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And it's the final thing that we wanted to talk about today was to bring to your attention another YouTube channel, right? A competitor for us in a sense, but really a channel that also covers West Contra Costa.
Yep. Yep.
And it is Grant Elementary. So you can find it on the list of channels that we have chosen to like on our channel. And I certainly recommend you take a look at the good work that they're doing. They have many parts to their, like us, a weekly show. And they're much senior to us because they've been going since April.
Yes, and they're a little bit younger than us.
Yeah.
And it's just very impressive. And it's nice to see that kind of energy and expertise coming from Grant. We're going to come and visit also because we want to learn how to do what you do.
They have so much to teach us.
Yes, you have many things to teach us. So we're going to come and visit.
Yes. Yes. So that's it from us today. Thank you for watching, and join us in supporting Team Tony and Team Demnlus, and going on and liking and subscribing to Grant Elementary.
Thank you.
Thank you.